Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is The Witcher 2 Dark Mode Difficulty video walkthrough. This is chapter 1 and we're doing the Kayran Otsmurk. So we need to make a mongoose potion, sorry, not a moon goose, that doesn't even make any sense. And you can either talk to Cedric or you can find one yourself. Well, I've done this before, so I know exactly where this is. We're going to be going through the forest to the waterfall where the drowners were, and we're going to be going into a little dungeon filled with neckers, and then at the end of it there's going to be a rot fiend, I think it's called, which on my first playthrough could one-shot me. So if you're still new to the game and that thing can one-shot you, you're in for quite an interesting fight, because it was not easy, but luckily enough I'm much more knowledgeable now. I understand how a lot of the systems work, I understand how to exploit them a lot better, and I know the flaws and I know what to try and avoid. So this is the cave, and all you need to do is go through it. There's a really crafty spawn in this cave though. After this first room, when you push forward, neckers will spawn from behind and in front, so they'll try and pincer you. So you're going to see, as I push forward and I kill some, I'm conscious to keep checking my back because I know that this spawn happens, and I believe on the recording run it didn't happen the same, so we'll soon find out. You'll notice I go back again to double check, still no necker spawn, so I'm still safe, and I'm going to continue onwards into the main valve of this chamber. See a little dude there, do the jump attack, see the warrior, the much more dangerous one there, and then immediately, boom, something spawns behind me. It's a different spawn, but it's still behind. That's the spawn I expected, this guy here, this little one. Normally there's two of them, and here they are. So, I don't know if you think that's fair or unfair, but to me, I'm not the biggest fan of those kind of spawns. I think they're kind of shitty, but the game does do it quite a lot, so you need to be very aware, and you'll notice there's no red dots on my map, even though there are enemies, which is another example of the map not really working, which I don't know if there's a reason for it. There might be. Maybe it's explained in the manual, which I don't have. But as it stands, the map is just kind of useless at times. And other times it's incredibly useful, so a very sporadic and temperamental map. But you'll notice a Necker warrior is approaching me. Hit him with the Ard, attack him, wait for it to come back with the Vigour, or finish him off through stunlock. Either way is successful. And then we can loot a bunch of Necker parts that we can sell them and get some coin. Get some precious orans. And something to note as well, if you're reading a lot of the documents that you're picking up, the books, the pamphlets, a lot of the text, the prose that's in those, comes directly from the books, from the short stories of The Witcher, which inspired these games, which these games are based off. Which I think is really cool, because I started reading the books and I actually read a sequence about Melitele, or whatever her name is, the fertility god cult, and I'd already read that section in the game, which I thought was really cool. So you'll notice I've got a Rook potion for increased damage for 10 minutes. I've also got Falca's blood on my sword for increased damage from my silver weapon. Make sure you're using the silver weapon against Neckers. They are monsters, and monsters are damaged by silver. And I believe if this is the final chamber, as you push down here... Oh no, this is not the final chamber. I just push forward to trigger the spawn. There we go. So, the Necker contract, destroy all entrances to the Necker tunnels, which we're going to be doing momentarily. This game has an enemy knowledge system as well, very similar to the type of thing you saw in Bioshock, just minus the camera, where the more you fight an enemy, the more you kill an enemy, you become knowledgeable about it. And I don't know if you get passive bonuses or what, but you seem to just have a better chance handling them when you know things. That right there was weird. You'll notice I stunned him, but it didn't do the canned animation. It does that occasionally. It was still an insta-kill, and classed as, you know, a fatal critical, but it didn't do the normal animation. Move through the caves, mantle up. I believe the left path here leads to the Rot Fiend, which is guarding the Otsmurk, which is going to make the mongoose potion. So there was some worn leather gauntlets and a mail enhancement, which, if you know what armor you're going to be using for each chapter, I recommend using the enhancements on your armor to give you that extra oomph. And here's me triggering the... That's a greater Rot Fiend, in fact, so this is much more dangerous than a standard Rot Fiend. He's susceptible to Ard, again, so use it to your advantage, but bear in mind, he has the ability to not get flinched occasionally by attacks, even strong attacks. You'll notice he could still attack through my attacks, which is quite rare on this game. But if you do any more than 2 hits, he will attack you before the 3rd hit lands. And very occasionally you can stun him like I did just then. But be aware, when he moves towards you, he has a jump attack, he always does. And when you kill them, any of the Rot Fiends who you kill will explode, so you need to get the hell away from them. It does massive damage, and it is a lesson I learnt the hard way on my first playthrough. So, there is the Otsmurk. All that's left to be done now is to explore the rest of the cave and then backtrack all the way out and back to town. If you want to make the potion to finish the thing, go into the alchemy set and do so. And that's another mission down. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope it helped. And you take care now.